Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse, aka BGFH, and I am back for another iOS accessible app video. And this time we're taking a look at an app that I've really grown to like here. If you remember, a while ago on the channel, I covered an app called Fleksy, Fleksy, which is kind of an alternative keyboard that you could use. The cool thing behind that was you don't actually have to type exactly where the letters are. You use the regular QWERTY layout, but essentially you type kind of where you just touch where you think the letters are, and the app uses its own kind of, its own little AI, and it kind of figures out what you meant to type, and it actually speeds up for a lot of people, myself included, it sped up my touch typing on the touchscreen quite a bit. Unfortunately, that app it grew to be bigger, and it unfortunately became less accessible, but now we have a new app in the store called
Page 2 of 5, and Flicktype, beta.
Flicktype.
Double tap to open.
Flicktype. And this is basically the spiritual successor to Fleksy, and I like it a lot because it has one really cool feature that the original did not have. Mainly that you can use it as a system-wide keyboard. Because one of the reasons I really liked Fleksy, but one of the things that I didn't really use it as much as I maybe would have, because you basically would have to go into the app, type whatever, and then copy and paste or share it, and then you could import it into or export it into another app, which is okay, but it's like, I'll just enter the text directly, either via the regular iOS keyboard or dictation, something like that. This one you can actually use. System-wide. So let's go into the app here.
Flicktype, demo,
and
head, welcome, tab.
I'm going to go to the
selected.
first screen here. You have some tabs across the bottom. You have
selected, welcome, tab. 1 of demo, tab. 2 of
demo,
5. Settings, tab. 4, upgrade, active, tab. 3 of 5.
Upgrade.
Settings, tab.
Settings.
4 of 5. Dictionary, tab.
And
5 of 5.
dictionary. So we'll just go through this really fast. You're going to want to read this first page. The welcome page basically has some really concise instructions for you. If I go
Flicktype,
on this page here,
page 1 of 4, Flicktype, heading level 1, and
I'll just read like the first paragraph here.
Note, this is a brand new app. For the old standalone app, download Flicktype Classic from the App Store, and all your settings and dictionary will carry over.
So right, that's one thing I wanted to mention right away. There are actually two versions of this app, Flicktype Keyboard and Flicktype Classic. Now, Flicktype Classic is kind of a more direct comparison to Fleksy. It behaves very similarly, but you can't use it as a system-wide keyboard. You're going to be using it just, kind of like I said, just the way Fleksy used to work. But the Flicktype keyboard, you have two different ways of using it. You can do it like the old way. You can compose or write the text in this app and then share it, or you have the option to use it as a system-wide keyboard. So if you want to use it in Mail, Safari, whatever app you're entering text into, Pages, whatever, you can if you want to. And that is what really sold me on really giving this app a shot. I've been using it a lot over the past few days. I've been beta testing it for quite a while, and I've played with it off and on, but I've really been, especially like when they first did the beta, it wasn't a system-wide keyboard. It was all internal, and I used it and I loved it. But now that I can use it anywhere in the operating system, I actually like it quite a bit more. So,
the basics, heading level 1, flick left to delete, flick right to space. A second space will insert a period.
So, these are your core instructions. So, flick left to backspace, and this is all one finger. Right, let's hear
flick
that again.
Left to delete, flick right to space. A second space will insert a period.
Right, so right to space, and then right again, so when you finish a word, if you hit right again, you'll actually trigger punctuation mode, and I'll demonstrate that here in just a minute.
To change the current word or period, flick up or down. The punctuation list includes emoji, smiling face.
Yep, so you can do common punctuation, your period, comma, exclamation mark, question mark. But if you flick up, you'll get emoji, which I don't really care about emoji. I never use them, but hey, a lot of people do. Cool. Awesome that they support that.
To read what you have typed, touch and hold the screen with 3 fingers. List end.
Yep, so touch and hold with 3 fingers, and that way you can read what you've written. Pretty self-explanatory.
Go ahead and try out the demo menu option below.
Okay.
Type way faster with tap typing. Heading level 1. Flicktype supports regular touch typing where you explore the keyboard and then lift your finger to enter the desired character. But with tap typing, you can type up to 4 times faster without waiting for character feedback on every letter. Just lightly tap where you think each letter is, and Flicktype's powerful algorithm will correctly guess the right word almost every time. Not the right word? Flick down to change it and just continue typing.
So that is a very nice and concise way to explain, probably better than I could. You don't have to think about where the letters are. You just, if you know the QWERTY layout, you basically tap in the keyboard area roughly where you think the letters are, and boom, you're typing.
Use it everywhere. Heading level 1. You can install Flicktype as a custom keyboard that you can use directly inside all other apps. This makes it faster and much more convenient to use without ever needing to switch apps. Check out the upgrade menu option below.
Right. So, like I said, the free option of this app will let you use it in its current form, where you type in the app and then you share it to other applications. Now, the, what do they call it? The
upgrade, active,
upgrade.
Tab, 3 of 5.
Let's go to that upgrade thing really fast.
Selected, upgrade, active, tab.
Now,
use Flicktype inside all your favorite apps. Heading level
the
1.
way this works is,
instead of switching to the app every time, bring the convenience of Flicktype inside every app for just 99 cents per month. Not sure if Flicktype is right for you? Start your free 7-day trial today with the upgrade button above, and cancel anytime from your App Store settings.
so you do get a 7-day trial to see how you like it, and it is 99 cents per month. And when I heard that originally, my first thought was, that's really weird to have, like, you're basically paying a monthly fee to subscribe to a keyboard? That's different. I mean, what I will say is this app is absolutely worth the money. It is absolutely worth people paying something for. I mean, I kind of wish that I could just pay up front for it. You know, like, I would pay $10. I'd pay $20 probably for it. No problem. Because I think what it does very well. And I would gladly do that. But, I mean, really, 99 cents per month, you know, I mean, that's really not that much. I mean, come on. You spend more than that on a can of pop nowadays. So, since I have access to the beta, I am working basically in the upgraded mode just so we can test everything. But once that goes away, yeah, I will more than likely be subscribing to this, because I find typing in especially longer information like emails and stuff, I find it actually speeds things up quite a bit if I don't have access to an external keyboard. So I really do like it. So, you know, again, yeah, the free stuff is nice, but, you know, so we see what happened to the Fleksy keyboard. We don't want this one to go away. You know, if you try it, do the 7-day free trial and of the upgrade, and if you like it, you know, do the 99 cents per month thing. It would be totally worth it. We want to support these guys and keep them going, keep the improvements, and keep the support of Flicktype active. So,
settings, tab, 4 of 5.
settings. There's a few different things
Tap
in here.
sound, classic talk, but rows 1 to 10
Okay,
of
so
14.
let's start at the top.
Spacebar row, switch button, off.
You can turn a spacebar
Double tap
row
to
instead
toggle
of
setting.
flicking. If you want the spacebar, you can. I don't. It's off by default, and that's fine for me because flicking to the right is totally easy.
Next keyboard, switch button, on. Dismiss, switch button, on. In addition to these buttons, you can also dismiss, next keyboard.
So you have next keyboard and dismiss keyboard gestures. When I'm in the Flicktype keyboard, right now it's full screen, meaning you're not really seeing anything else on the screen. In a future update, they are going to have a half screen option, which could be, I think, really helpful. But if you want to hide the keyboard, you can flick down and hold with one finger to hide the keyboard, and flick up with one finger to switch to your next installed keyboard. For me, I just have the standard iOS keyboard and Flicktype. So if I flick up and hold, the Flicktype keyboard will go away, and I'll go back to the standard iOS keyboard. So it's a way you can quickly switch out of that if you need to. And I found one case where you kind of do need to, actually. So
Emoji shortcuts. Heading.
you can customize your emoji shortcuts if you want to. I haven't really played with that because I really don't use emoji all that much, if at all, really. But
Sound feedback. Head. Tap sound. Classic talk. Button.
now I've typically had mine muted. I've had it on a little bit, but I typically have my phone muted just in general because a lot of times I'm in an office setting or in meetings or with clients or whatever, or I don't really need all the extra sound. Now you can have it speak to you if I have it unmuted, but I just have voiceover speak everything, and I think that works perfectly fine. I actually like just having voiceover itself handle everything. Because you have other options like
Tap volume. 60%. Button.
you can adjust the tap sound and the tap volume for when you're hitting a key.
Tap stereo effect. On. Button.
That's kind of cool, the stereo effect.
Haptic feedback. Switch button. On.
I do like
Double tap to
haptic
toggle setting.
feedback. That is on by default, and so whenever you hit a key, it does this really small kind of little vibration to let you know that a key press went through, and I don't mind it at all. Actually, I really kind of like it.
Spelling feedback. Switch button. On.
I'm not
Double
sure
tap to
what
toggle setting.
spelling feedback does. It's on, but I haven't really noticed anything about spelling. I don't hear any well, I guess, like I said, I'll have it muted for a lot of the time, so maybe if there would be buzzes or something. If anyone knows exactly what that particular control does, feel free to put it in the comments below, because I haven't really noticed too much what that actually does.
Rows 4 to 14. Spelling feedback. Phonetic feedback. Switch button.
Phonetic
On.
feedback.
Double
Okay.
tap to toggle echo entered characters. Switch button. Off. Double tap to
So
toggle
you can
setting.
have it echo every character, which I don't. I just basically, by default, it's off, and I leave it that way because you're hitting roughly the letters, and until you finish the word and swipe right, the algorithm doesn't really know what you're going to type. So there you go. That's kind of why I leave it that way.
Effects playback mode. Unduckable button.
Effects playback mode. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then you can either do audio ducking or not.
Language English button.
English. Currently, I think it is only available in English, but I read on the AppleVis forums there, they are working on soon putting in other language support as well, so you will have that pretty soon.
Flicktype.
And then your version number.
Demo. Tab.
So,
2 of 5.
let's go back
Selected.
to our demo
tab.
mode.
2 of 5. Dictionary. Tab. 5
Oh,
of 5.
before I do that, let's do the dictionary really
tab.
fast.
Selected. Dictionary. Tab.
The dictionary, what's cool, and I didn't realize that it did this, is as you are using the app, let's say there's words that you can do the auto type the way you normally do, but if it has trouble, like you're doing a proper name or a word that's not in its dictionary, you can basically use the keyboard like you would the iOS keyboard, where you're touch typing. You slide your finger, you hear the letter you want, you let go, boom, it types it. When you do that to specifically type a word that it doesn't know, it actually gets added to the dictionary. So I've apparently added several here. Let's see what we've added.
Eric.
Okay.
Invert. Jesse. Judas. Luminous. Lift. Nintendo. Oculus. Priest. Sig.
Oh yeah, Judas
Actions
Priest. Yeah,
available.
okay, so I did that. Yep.
Xbox.
Nintendo,
Actions
Xbox.
available. Welcome. Tab.
Yeah.
1 of 5.
So there's probably a good dozen or so items in there. So yeah, what's cool is you can manually add, like if I go up to
remove, add new word.
I can add a new word if I know, especially like if you work in maybe you work with somebody who is, has a name that it's not going to recognize, or you use a terminology in your field that it's not going to, you can just add it up front and boom, you're taken care of. Or you can have it kind of learn it over time as you use the app.
Demo. Tab. 2 of selected.
So let's go to the demo
tab,
and let's
2 of
type
5.
some stuff. So I'm going to touch in this edit field.
Text field. Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to act. Text field.
And now we have the top
Flick down and hold to dismiss.
half of our
Magic tap for
screen
numbers and symbols.
is a blank area, black screen. And then you see the black, white, black, or black, gray, black down on the bottom. That is your keyboard. So the way this works, you just type where the letter you think the letters are. You flick right to go. So I'm just going to say,
hello. This is just a quick Demo. I apostrophe D. Of.
So that one
F.
I flicked down to change it because the first result wasn't what I wanted. And you see how large those letters are when it shows the word. It's a little. It'll be smaller if it's a big word, obviously. But like, yeah, even for low vision users, it's really well designed. Of the
D. T. H. E. Flicktype. Keyboard. Period.
Okay, so then I hit keyboard and I flick to the right again. Boom, I've got a keyboard. Now if I want to do a new line, I flick to the right again, but hold. Flick right and hold with one finger.
New line. New line.
There we go. 2 new lines. Okay, so now we're double spaced. We're good. We can type something else. So let's say that I wanted to write a name. Well, it's going to automatically capitalize the first line of, or first word of a line. So let's just say Bob.
Bob.
There we go. Hey, and it even got it.
B.
Now, if I want to do a last name, it's not going to know that I'm going to type a last name. So I'm going to tap once with 2 fingers.
Letters uppercase.
You switch to uppercase mode, so the next word will be uppercase at the beginning. So let's say I want
Jones.
Boom, Jones. There we go.
J-O-N-E-S.
So I'm just making up words. We got it. Okay. And we're going to do a new line.
Period.
Oops. I flick left. I don't want the period.
Delete period.
There we go. I'm going to flick right and hold.
New line.
There we go. And now I'm going to, let's say, put in his phone number. So I am going to switch to numbers and symbols mode by basically doing your magic tap. A double tap with 2 fingers. Boom,
Numbers.
boom. There we go. Now this you pretty much have to use like you would your iOS touch keyboard. You slide, you find the number you want, you let go. So let's do
5. 5. 5.
And then there's a dash here somewhere.
Hyphen.
There we go.
1. 2. 1. 2.
Then I can double tap again with 2 fingers.
Letters lowercase.
I'm going to flick to the right.
555-1212.
Boom, there we go. We got our phone number.
5 hyphen.
Look at how fast
1,
and
2.
easy, like it's so fast and easy to do. You know, just typing words. Let's go to a new line again.
New line. New line.
I'm just going to write one more line and not speak anything. You'll just hear me type here. And I'm going to try to do it accurately, but I'm going to try to do it fast to show you really how fast you can actually type without even, again, don't put your finger exactly where you think the letter is. You just go.
In. I apostrophe M.
There we go. Switch that.
Cap I apostrophe M. Really. Glad. It apostrophe S.
And then
I,
capital.
Letters uppercase. Friday. Today. Period. Now. If. Only. It. We ran apostrophe T.
Yep.
W-E-R. Numbers. 1. 0. 5. Letters lowercase. 105. Degree period. Delete period. Hour. Period. Delete er. Hour. Out. Period.
Okay, now, if I want to hear everything that I've written so far, I'm going to take 3 fingers.
Hello, this is just
Tap
a quick
and hold.
demo of the Flicktype keyboard. Bob Jones, 555-1212. I'm really glad it's Friday today. Now if only it were 105 degree out.
Oh, I should have said degrees. So, okay, you know what? I didn't intend that, but this is great because now I can show you how to edit. If you take 3 fingers and flick left and right, you'll go a line at a time. If you flick 2 fingers left and right, you'll go a word at a time. So we're going to go to the left.
Period. Out. Degree.
So I can't go by letter because the whole system works on when you flick to the left, it zaps the word that you just wrote. Now, think of how when you're navigating iOS in general, when you move by letter or word or whatever, when you flick to the left, your cursor is going to be to the left of the word. But so if I were to flick left with 1 finger now, I would delete not the word degrees degree that's on the screen, but I would delete the previous word. So I'm going to flick 2 fingers to the right.
Degree.
Okay, now we're to the right of the word degree. Now I'll flick left once.
Delete degree.
And then I'll go D-E-G-R-E-E-S. Boom.
Degrees.
Boom. Now, to proofread that,
D-E-G-R-E-E-S.
I'm going to flick to the left with 2 fingers.
Degrees. 105. 105 degrees. Out.
There you go. Boom. We got it. So we edited our word. If I wanted to go to the previous line.
Now if only it were 105. Bob Jones. 555-1212. I'm really glad it's Friday today.
Okay. So.
Hello, this is just a quick demo of the Flicktype keyboard.
There you go. I can flick
Hello,
to the
this
right
is just
with
a
3
quick demo of the
fingers.
Bob Jones. 555-1212. I'm really glad it's Friday today.
Now, if I wanted to hide the keyboard, which I do, I'm going to flick down with 1 finger and hold.
Start
and there
editing
you
the text
go.
field below to
Now
bring up
you
the full screen
see
Flicktype
the
keyboard. Share your text using the share button above. For help and tips, selected.
Hush.
Demo. Tab. 2 of 5.
So now you see the regular screen with all the text that I've written. The keyboard is gone. I can go to the very upper right.
Share button.
And I have a share button. This just brings up your standard
Message
iOS
button.
share
Draggable.
thing. In the
Double
lower
tap and
left,
hold.
I
Wait for the
can
sound. Copy button.
I can copy.
Draggable. Double tap it. Save to voice stream. Save to files button. Save to Dropbox button.
So I can
Draggable.
do whatever I want
Double
with
tap
it.
and hold.
Whatever
Wait for the
apps you
sound,
have,
then drag to rearrange.
whatever apps you have installed on your device, you can just dump the text out. So that's okay. That's cool.
Cancel button.
But here's where, again,
Demo,
paying for
heading.
the pro features are really handy. So the first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to go into settings.
Dock settings.
And I
Settings.
have it in your main menu. You don't have to go to general or anything like that. You just scroll down a whole bunch to your list of apps. And eventually you're going to see, and if you're on the iPad, it's in your left column right away.
Flicktype button. Facebook button. Flicktype button.
So let's say Flicktype. I'm going to go in there.
Selected. Settings. Back button.
And there's a couple features you want to turn on.
Siri and search. Search and Siri suggestions.
This is where you can
button.
control how Siri reacts and learns from what you're doing in this app.
Cellular data on.
I'm
Double
not
tap to
sure
toggle
what
settings.
cellular data does, because I think the recognition is done all on the device. So again, if you're the developer watching this, or if anyone else exactly knows, when I was using the app earlier, I didn't even have this under my options area. I just had the two. I had
Siri and search.
Siri
Search and
and
Siri
search.
suggestions. Keyboards button.
and the keyboards option. The cellular option didn't even exist, so I'm not exactly sure what that does. But if I go under keyboards,
Selected. Flicktype. Flicktype on.
Flicktype
Double tap to toggle
is
setting.
on.
Allow full access on.
And
Double tap.
allow full access is on. You're going to want to turn those two things on, and the first time you turn full access, it's going to give you this kind of general iOS warning that says, hey, this third-party app might do stuff, and it might look at what you're doing or whatever. And that's just a general Apple warning that any third-party keyboard gives you. Flicktype does have like their own privacy policy saying, like, basically, no, we're not looking at what you type, we're not saving it, we're not archiving it, we don't care. That's just Apple's message. They're not recording any of that stuff. So once you have those disabled, or once you have those things enabled under settings, you just go under settings, scroll all the way down alphabetically to your list of apps, find Flicktype, go to keyboard, and enable these couple features. Now, whenever I go into an app or a feature, so if I go into my home screen,
Extras folder. Spotlight. 11 items found.
Spotlight
Top search result.
search.
YouTube.
Now,
search field is editing. Search. Insertion point at start.
my regular
Use the
keyboard
rotor to
is
access
up. Shut
misspelled
up. My regular iOS keyboard is up, but down in the lower left-hand corner, since I have another keyboard enabled now, in between my
More
more
letters.
My more numbers, more letters button, if I flick to the right,
Next keyboard. Flicktype.
next
Double tap
keyboard,
and hold. Dictate.
so it's
Double tap to
just
start
by
dictation.
in the corner
Two-finger
right by
double
your
tap when
dictate
finished.
button.
Use the next keyboard. Flicktype.
I'm going to double tap
Double tap and
that.
hold. Then drag up to Flicktype.
Now,
Flick down
boom,
and hold
you
to dismiss.
see I
Flick
have
up
my
and hold for next
Flicktype
keyboard.
interface.
Magic tap for numbers and symbols.
And now I'm going to do, like I said, I'm in the Spotlight search field, so let's say that I want to find the Netflix app. How about that?
Netflix.
Oh, wow, and it actually found, I
Tab
was
and
kind of
T,
curious
T,
if it was
F,
actually
L,
going to find
I, X.
that. Okay, now, because the keyboard is taking up the full screen with the whole display, I'm going to flick down and hold.
30 items found. Top
And
Netflix
lo and
movies.
behold, what do we
button.
have in the middle of my screen?
Netflix button.
There we go, my Netflix button. And when I'm done with this video, I can continue watching the new season of Glow. So, yeah, cool. So yeah, there we go. We found the app that we needed. There's an example of how it works in Spotlight Search. Now, I do want to
App
show
Store.
you one area where I haven't quite figured out. Let's go into the App Store.
Today, page 1 of
Oopsie.
5. App Store. App Store.
I'm going to go to
Double
the
tap.
App Store,
Selected. App Store. Search. Heading.
and we're in the Search tab. So I'm going to look for an app. Now, here's the thing. There's in the Flicktype keyboard, there doesn't seem to be any like search or go or OK button. There's a return button in the lower right-hand corner, but basically that just makes it, that'll just go to a new line. That's not that doesn't actually trigger a search or anything like that. It doesn't seem to. So when I double tap the search field,
search field is edit search Flicktype.
let's
Flick
say
down
that I
and
want
hold
to
dismiss.
find.
Flick up and hold for next keyboard.
There's a
Magic tap
game
for
that I
numbers
like
and
in the
symbols.
App Store. I've covered on the channel a fun little beat 'em up called Beat Street.
Best. Brat. Beat.
There we go. Beat.
Street.
There we go. Now,
Street.
I don't have a search thing, so in order to perform the search, the only way that I know of, and like I said, if you know of another way to do it, or maybe that's something that needs to be added, that's something we'll figure out later. But the only way that I know to do this right now is I'm going to flick up and hold with one finger.
Beat Street radio button.
And now if I go to the lower right, we're in our iOS keyboard.
Search.
There's our search button. I'll
Beat
hit
Street,
double
search
tap
field.
on that.
Double tap to edit.
And
Advertisement. War Robots.
I don't care
66
about
PvP.
that.
Beat Street. Side scrolling. Beat 'em up. 4.5
there
stars.
you go.
13.
Beat Street, side-scrolling beat 'em up. So even though it didn't get beat the first time, it wanted a different word. We just flicked down until like once or twice, and then we found the correct word that we wanted. Boom. It's super fast. It's just really efficient. I like it a lot better than I thought I would. And like I said, I think I am actually going to use this quite a bit, especially when I'm out somewhere. I'm going to I haven't put it on my work phone yet, but I'm going to, because, you know, if I need to respond and write a little bit longer of a message, but I don't have a external keyboard, this is going to come in really handy. Yes, I can use the internal keyboard, or not the internal, but the iOS keyboard, which is fine, but I'm actually a lot faster with it. Now, I have tried this on the iPad as well, my iPad Pro, and it works pretty well. It's a little laggy, but that's not the fault of Flicktype, because earlier this week I actually just installed the iOS 12 beta, so there's probably some jank going on through that. I'm sure by the time iOS 12 comes out and I get the real version of it, Flicktype will work fine, because I have used older versions of it prior to updating to the iOS 12 beta. And like I said, the thing is, you know where the keys are if you do touch typing. So you can literally take all 8 of your fingers, you know, kind of hover them over the lower half, the lower third of your iPad, and you can literally touch type. When I was doing it with Fleksy, I might have even demoed it on the channel, I don't even remember. But yeah, you can, like I said, I could type not as fast as I could on a physical keyboard, but not bad. Like I could fly through writing an email pretty darn quick. So I look forward to even using that on the iPad. It's going to work very well on the phone and on the iPad. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can do letters, numbers, punctuation, uppercase, lowercase. You can move by word or line. You can edit. If you do the subscription, which I highly encourage. We got to put our money where our mouth is, so that, you know, if we like something, you know, I don't want to preach again, but you know, if this is going to work for you, you get a free trial. I definitely encourage supporting these guys, because it's a really sweet keyboard, especially now that you don't have to copy and paste. You just go into whatever native app you want and boom, go. The other thing that I haven't figured out is if I want to do an email address, let's say.
Screen dimmed.
Let's go back in
Flicktype beta.
to
Double. Flicktype
okay, let's
demo.
go share.
Button.
Now when I do
Copy button. Drag.
it's more of a cut.
Demo.
It
Heading.
actually gets rid of the text. It's more of a cut than it is a copy in this case. But I'm going to go into this empty thing here,
Text
and I
field.
want to show you one other
Double
thing
tap to
here.
edit. Text field is editing.
So,
Flicktype.
if
Flick down and
I-
hold to dismiss. Magic tap for numbers, letters, lowercase.
So I'm going to do lowercase. So let's say I'm going to do, like, I'm just going to say Billy.
Bulky. Bully. Billy.
Billy.
B-I-L-L-Y.
Now I want to get the @ sign. So I'm going to double tap, do the magic tap with
Numbers.
2 fingers.
Right ampersand. At.
There's my @ sign. Double
Letters,
tap with 2
lowercase.
fingers again. And then I'm going to say I don't know, stuff.
Stiff. Stuff.
Stuff.com.
S-T-U-F-F.
Now, the problem is...
Period. Cap C. Charlie. Delete C. Com.
The problem,
Cap C.
I don't know that you're going to be able to do passwords or email addresses, those kinds of things with this. Because unless there's something I'm missing, like it's treating... If I use my flick to the left and right with two fingers to go word at a time...
Com. Period. Stuff. At. Billy.
I don't know. Actually, let's swipe down and hold.
Start editing the text field below to bring up the full screen.
Yeah,
type
see,
keyboard.
look at this.
Share
It
with text using the
looks
share button above.
like...
For help and tips, see the welcome menu option below.
If I'm looking at this correctly visually, it looks like all these are separate entities. So, like, you have Billy, space, @ space, stuff, and then .com. It looks like it might be a space in between, but I can't quite tell. So, you know, again, if the developer watches this, or if anybody else knows, that's the only other thing that I can think of is when you're writing really weird stuff, like email addresses, website addresses, or passwords. I'm not sure, you may have to switch back to your regular iOS keyboard, but that's super simple too. You just, again, you flick up with 1 finger and hold, and then you're back in your regular keyboard, do your password, and then you can switch back if you want to your Flicktype. So anyway, that is Flicktype. I mean, it's really not really any more complicated than that. It takes a little, a few minutes, especially if you haven't used it before, to just kind of break yourself of wanting to like overly analyze where you're putting your finger. Let me open the keyboard one more time.
Start editing the text field below to bring up the full Billy at stuff. Com.
So let's
Text
go in the
field
keyboard
is
one more
editing.
time.
Billy Flicktype. Flick down
Now,
and hold
you
to
see the
dismiss.
keyboard is...
Magic tap for numbers and symbols.
Hush. Okay, so the only other thing I can say is, like, if you want to put in a new word, like, let's see, I've done Nintendo, I've done Sega. Let's see, what else could I add? I added Xbox. Let's add PlayStation, because why not? I know that's not in there. So I'm going to capital,
Letters,
double tap
lowercase.
one single tap with 2 fingers.
P. Papa.
Oh, wait, okay, hold on.
Delete P.
So I forgot beginning of the line, so...
Letters, lowercase. Letters, uppercase.
Okay, let's do P.
Cap P. L. Lima. D. A. Alpha.
So I'm just sliding and releasing like I would with my regular keyboard.
Y. Yankee.
Now I'm gonna single tap with 2.
Letters, uppercase.
S.
Cap D. Cap S. T. Tang A. T. I. O. N.
Okay.
November.
Now I'm gonna flick to the right to say, yes, this is the word that I manually want to write. PlayStation, all one word.
PlayStation.
Okay.
Cap P. L. A. Y. Cap S. T. A.
Now I'm gonna
T.
flick to the
I.
right
O.
and
N.
hold.
New line.
Now if I close the keyboard, check this out.
PlayStation. Billy at stuff. Start editing the text field below to bring
If
up
I
the full
go
screen
down
Flicktype
to
dictionary. Tab.
dictionary,
Find.
that should now be there.
Eric. Rose 1
Down
to
at the
14
very
of 14.
bottom.
Xbox. Sega. Oculus. PlayStation.
Oh, okay, they're alphabetical.
available.
I see.
PlayStation.
Boom. See,
Actions
I've
available.
manually, just by using the keyboard, and I knew it wasn't going to recognize that, so I just used it like I would the regular iOS keyboard, drag and let go, to touch type, and boom, I've added, it says, okay, this is a word you're going to use, let's dump it in the dictionary. So yeah, you can make minor edits, you can type, you can delete, you can copy and paste, subscribe to the service monthly, and you can use it as an actual keyboard everywhere. and I really, really like it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. You can also follow me on Mixer, mixer.com/BGFH. If you liked the video, hey, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. If you want to get the notifications, you can hit that little bell, the little bell notification icon, and whenever I post a video, you will be notified that I have a new video up. I also post new videos on Twitter at BGFH79. And like I said, it's usually Wednesdays and Saturdays, and sometimes more. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys again later.